It starts with a wizard. He is old and he is wise, and though he is small, there is strength in his size. The Goliath from the west, he's not smart, but he is strong. The Flagon Slayers, this is their song. Now the Warlock, he's lost all the memories he had, 'cause to deal with a demon went seemingly bad. And the Druid on his quest to save the Shadow Plane, when you hear tortured souls, you'll remember his name. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on. The cleric, she heals in the light of the moon. She wants to find purpose, it'll come someday soon. Then the rogue draws his sword, metals clashing again. When it comes to a duel, he will always win. They're the Flagon Slayers, they drink and they fight. They're the Flagon Slayers, by day or by night. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Flagon Slayers. We have all of the crew here today, on time, Caleb, and
The one time I got held up at work.
But in case you missed last week,
Quit your job.
Yeah.
yeah, Caleb, just do D&D full time, obviously. Duh. Anyway, so
Someone tips me $1,000 a week, I'll do it.
well, you can do that in our Twitch chat. Anyway, you can give us a bit, but don't feel like you have to. Anyway,
But Caleb will die.
but Caleb is
I'll die of starvation.
Caleb
If
needs
you don't.
those bits. He's bit deficient.
Yep.
Again, you don't have to feel like you need to give us money. None of us are sick or dying. We're fine. Anyway, what did we do last week, everybody? Oh, Locknar fought Farum and lost again. Farum also gave him some sort of note that Locknar has yet to decipher.
Well, has yet to look at. It's still crumpled up in
even
his
look
hand.
at. And then let's see what else. I've got pizza sauce on my pinky. Excuse me for a second.
Disgusting.
Okay, I'm okay.
I'm into it. Do it slowly.
One more time.
Just slow down the video and post.
I'll zoom in. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. So, they then went back to the Squealing Pig Tavern, where Thea felt out Broder a little bit. Broder didn't seem like he was feeling it, bro. Or he's just too dumb to understand any sort of advancing at all. Then Zaigon's wife Rebecca showed up in the morning, and the party kind of dumped a lot of insane stuff on her.
It was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot for her. And now you guys are on the way to the Platinum Sanctuary, which is in the northernmost part of Vasselheim, in a giant mountain. It's a temple built into a mountain. But that will be where we pick up tonight's session. So,
Isn't it like Heaven's Staircase or something?
here, I've got it pulled up. Let me double check the names.
I thought we also had a map, so I'll go ahead and pull up a map anyway, because I think
Yeah,
we
the
have
map's
a
in the
map.
chat. Yeah, so a giant mountain that bisects the northern portion of Vasselheim. It looks over the entirety of the city. It's called the Heaven's Stair. You must travel the Heaven's Stair to get to the Platinum Sanctuary.
Ooh.
The Heaven's Stair, I got it.
And Rebecca has the little like soul stone.
Yes,
right?
she has the Demogorgon.
Yeah, we probably
soul.
should get Demogorgon's soul out of here.
Let's steal it
back.
No,
No.
It's like
I don't want it.
I'm
It's like-
considering just getting rid of the Dragon Child and Demogorgon's Soul. I don't want either of those things. They're too scary.
talking about Bronze Kid, man.
I know, that's why I said I can't do anything. But
Yep.
So you guys are walking. The city is just now starting to wake up. It seems like everybody kind of gets a slower start in Vasselheim. You know, it's not as fast-paced as your big cities like Amon. It's more, you know, rustic and, you know, like more communal. So, you know, the shops aren't even open yet. It's about 8 in the morning. They don't open till 9. You also, Anzu and Thia, I need you two to both make perception checks.
Yes, sir.
Can do.
18.
18.
26.
Ooh, okay. So as you guys are walking along, you start to notice these large poles that are sticking out of the ground that kind of line the street.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice, bless you,
Thank you.
when you see light poles, it makes you sneeze. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
crazy
notice
thing.
these light poles. I guess in our world they would be called a lamp post or a light pole.
Mhm.
Basically, it's this giant metal pole. I've said pole so many times, I'm starting to forget what it even means. Anyway, so you see this giant metal thing with a what looks like a hooded lantern on top of it. But it glows with a faint light, and you see it dims as the sun gets higher up in the sky, and then it eventually goes out, and you see this small glass. It almost looks like a flower that hasn't bloomed yet. Bless you. Are we just sneezing?
where'd that
Like,
come
what's
from?
the deal?
It snuck up on me.
There's a lot of pollen in Vasselheim around this time of year.
Oh god,
You
it's
know.
just pollen in the world. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Do birds sneeze?
Apparently.
I don't know.
Yeah, they sneeze.
Have you ever seen a bird sneeze?
No, I just know they sneeze.
Well, I mean, birds aren't real, so.
Fuck, you're
Don't
right.
you bring that into this stream, Brady. I will boot you faster than you can say what. Anyway. Yeah, it's weird. You've never seen these before. But Anzu, you remember going through some of the schematics when you were trying to find the schematic for the gun. You remember some of these schematics in the library in Whitestone.
I will incorporate these all over the guild hall. These are beautiful. What do they call them? Light sticks?
Or are you asking? Are you just asking the group?
I'm asking the group.
Okay. None of you seem to know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't usually build buildings and rooms and lay out cities, so I'm not really quite sure.
Light sticks it is then.
Rebecca chimes in. She says, "Oh well, the city is trying this new technology. They've created batteries that run off electrical energy, and they power these lampposts."
Sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me.
Batteries.
Light sticks.
I mean, it's probably just magic or something, right? This.
On the
Electricity.
contrary, Locknar, it's not actually magic at all. Vasselheim has a very strict no arcane magic policy. We've been working with artificers and have discovered a way to harness electricity.
Yeah, but when have the rules ever applied to the elites, right? You know what I mean?
No, I don't, but we should probably continue
Anything
moving.
beyond hitting or cutting is magic to Locknar. It's okay.
It's magic. It's magic. I mean, the way you ferment, the way fermentation works in beer, that's magic.
All right, well, I guess you just live in a magical world, Locknar.
Well, we do live in a magical world, actually. Walked right into that one, didn't you, buddy?
I
Got
guess
him.
you're right. So you guys continue on. You get past the quad roads. So this entire, basically Vasselheim was built pretty much around a mountain. And that mountain is the entire northern portion of the city. But you see this large marble staircase that just ascends up into the mountain. All right, is everyone good at going upstairs?
Haven't had any problems yet.
And Anzu, she's talking to you. You're a bit old, so they just want to make sure you don't need to be rolled up in like a chair or something.
I'm going to eat you one day. Then I will presume to climb on Locknar and give him a backpack.
And then we both flip him off at the same time and start walking.
It's fair enough, honestly. Fair enough.
All right, I guess we should get going. You guys start climbing up the staircase. So as you guys are going, the city looks small. It does not. It's not as big as Amon. And from up here it looks smaller, but you can see the different districts. You can also see the expansive forest that goes out from Vasselheim. Everything's got kind of this just this kind of lull, and almost like when you were in the Feywild. It's just more wild, I guess would be the best way to say it. But yeah, you guys keep going. You eventually get into. Go ahead.
How high is this place? Like,
It's an average-sized mountain. You know, it's probably like a 30-minute climb up the stairs.
let's go.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not at
lot
the
of
top of the
stairs.
mountain either.
Jacob, do I know a little bit about Tiamat because of the fact that she's in the Nine Hells? She's on the first layer of the Nine Hells, and I've done extensive research on that and the Abyss. I mean, it's
I mean, a little bit, as much
just
as
like the
you
basic
could.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, five-headed dragon, evil.
So I know that she wouldn't want this child alive if it was alive.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like she could use that to her advantage.
No, whenever Tiamat gives birth, fun lore stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever Tiamat gives birth, if she ever gives birth to a dragon that has more than one head, she eats it. And she also will eat any dragons that are weak or sickly. The only dragons that ever grow past adult stage in that's a chromatic dragon, are ones that are going to either take over in her court or are going to be released into the material world. Basically the strongest dragons.
However, Tiamat doesn't have a super amount of power here.
No, because we're in a different world.
Yeah.
But I was, that was my question. I don't know if I knew that or not.
So you guys get to the front of the Platinum Sanctuary. Basically, the top is this large courtyard. Basically, like, they've essentially taken a right angle out of this mountain. They went high, then just leveled out the mountain at a right angle, and then built a temple on top of that. And it is extensive. It's larger than some castles that you've seen, some keeps. You see a few Platinum Dragon bastions kind of roaming around. It looks like some of them are about to go make rounds. A few guards at the door. There's two large statues at the front of the temple that depict Bahamut. But everything is pure white or platinum or of some variation of that. It's honestly, if the light hits it at a certain point, you might go blind. It is just it's just marble. It's really nice marble.
Fancy.
Okay, anyone have any questions before we go in here and drop the bombshell?
Who are we dropping the bombshell to?
Good
Well,
question.
who are you here to meet?
Well, I would wonder who's in charge here. I mean, that would be probably the one to drop the bombshell to.
Well, right now it's Master Carteris.
Yes,
We're
I'm
supposed
sorry.
to talk to him.
Which bombshell are we talking
All
about?
of them. All of them.
All of them.
Most of them.
Yeah, I guess it's more of like we're leading someone into a minefield just to get them blown up.
Well, we also need to talk to him. He's supposed to be our main information on the 5 who are watching us. That's stage whispering, just because I don't want to like make that a big deal.
You don't want the other guards to know?
Well, I mean, just overall, I'd rather keep that one on the DL since we kept it on the DL in the tavern. Just a heads up on that. I don't. In case
What?
What? Keeping the fact that we have the 5 watching us on the DL.
Okay.
I mean, because we don't know who's working for who, and we don't know.
Tell
if
me
that's
that
gonna
in character,
cause-
not just mine.
Well, we said it in the tavern.
Oh.
That's why we kicked everyone out, or that's why Locknar kicked everyone out.
That's why Locknar scared everyone.
Yep.
He's good at that.
We should just get this over with, to be honest.
Is the dragon
That's
with us?
probably the best course of action.
I don't
Yes,
imagine
it
this
is.
is gonna
Well,
go
they
well.
are. Yeah.
Invisible. They're visible.
No, they look like a kid. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the red one right now. He's kind of he looks a little nervous.
that's good.
But you see his flaming red hair, and he's a human, so it's less likely for him to draw too much attention.
And they're good. They're pretty good at hearing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a dragon.
I wanted to.
They're also
Uh,
a god, apparently.
Dragons can hear miles away.
Yeah.
You could probably go to the bottom of the heaven stair, say something, and they would be able to hear it 30 feet up from the temple. Like, they're
That's
fine.
gotta
They
be
can hear you.
overwhelming.
It's like Superman. It's
Well,
like that
the
scene in
issue
Man of
wasn't if
Steel.
they could hear me; it's that I didn't want them to hear me. So
Ooh, then you got a problem.
yeah.
It's gonna be really hard to stage whisper that one.
Might just say it right out, but we'll see. Let's just go ahead and go inside.
Okay. So, as you guys are walking in, Braun, you feel a small hand reach for yours.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say I was gonna put my hand on his shoulder while we were walking anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll give him my hand.
He's a little nervous.
You're so cute.
I'm gonna hide in the backpack.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh
It's like
wait,
a
no.
little
I'll study
squirrel.
my scroll.
Inside the backpack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any open flames in there? Anything like that to see with?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
there's a
probably
little
have to,
chemistry
like, have
kit in
one.
there. I like to think that Anzu's got a little lab set up in Locknar's backpack.
Locknar, don't run too fast. Oh man. All right. So Rebecca goes up to one of the guards, and the two have a conversation that you guys can't quite hear. Then she motions over for you guys to come on in. The big doors of the temple open. You guys go inside. So you see, it's laid out into 3 wings, and then it appears that there might be levels underneath it. You see a small stairwell off to the side. The center has a large welcome desk like area. You see a few different people running around. You see some clerics, some paladins, a few maybe fighters, but definitely no warlocks, no wizards, no sorcerers. No way are you seeing that in here. Rebecca goes up to the front desk. Would any of you like to go with her, or are you going to let her handle this?
I kind of want to go,
Theo's
just
like-
out of curiosity.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Oh,
Why
hang
not?
back.
Okay. Locknar, are you going up there? Or
Yeah,
no?
I'll go.
Okay. So that means Anzu is also going up there. Okay.
I'll hang back a little bit with Braun and the dragon.
But they don't know I'm in there.
Yes, you are correct. They do not know. Well, actually, hang on.
I'll surprise them.
Nope, they don't know you're in there. You're good. So you see, sitting at the desk is this older dwarven man, balding on top, but he might be losing hair up here, but he's got hair here where it counts. Beautiful beard. It comes down as one majestic beard, stops about his chest, and then it's braided into 3 different cords that are then stylized with different hair dyes. So one of the cords is red, one of them is blue, and then the center one is white. Just one of the best beards you've ever seen.
I'm gonna lean over to Braun. God, that's got to be one of the best beards I've ever seen.
It's something.
It's a lot.
The 2 people who cannot grow beards.
They're like, well, I guess like Braun's whole body is a beard, right?
Let's not get into that because that's a weird conversation.
We're
But
not
I
doing-
feel like
That's like saying my pubes are a beard.
yes.
And that's why we weren't gonna have that conversation. This is
I'm glad I could be the one to take us there.
Corey
Locknar's
doesn't hold
always the
back.
one that takes us
Corey
there.
talks about the real shit.
Corey's out here talking about real life stuff. Go ahead, Jacob.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to take a
Deep breath.
pause. Okay, so you guys go up. You see him just kind of scribbling on this very large book. So this book is probably about this thick. I mean, it's a thick book, and he's not even halfway through it. And like the back pages, it look well. Okay, actually, which one? How about this? I guess Thea. Thea, make a perception check.
Ooh, my favorite. Oh, not as good. 20 total.
Okay, this isn't that hard to see. So, the pages that are at the front of the book look a lot older. Like, there's gradients. It's almost like, you know how rock has, like, different gradients to it? That's how these pages look. Some of them are super old, and as you get further in, they get younger and younger. You can also see that the book has been rebound multiple times.
What kind of book did you say it was?
It's a log book, so it's a
Okay.
log of every single person that has ever come into the Platinum Sanctuary, ever. And this might not even be the first copy. This might be like the 3rd book they're on. But this book is apparently quite important from what you can see.
Steal it.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Want it. It's mine.
I just want to look at it.
So you guys get to the desk, and he looks up. How can I help you?
I'm gonna look at
Maybe you're gonna
Rebecca.
say anything?
I'm also
Yeah,
going
that's
to look
really-
at Rebecca.
Yeah, I was gonna let Rebecca take the lead.
It's her thing. It's her thing.
That's-
We
I
wanted to
don't-
go
I-
listen to the conversation.
She's
We
the
didn't
one
want
we
to
know you.
participate.
I give her a little shove.
Oh,
just
she's
a
gonna
tiny
punch
little.
you. Don't do that.
Locknar,
No.
make a
No.
strength check.
Oof.
I'm not gonna
Just
like
poker,
like a little tap, like, you know.
Make a strength check.
like a
Oh my
you're up kind
God.
of thing. It's like a you're up, like a little tap on the shoulder, you know.
23.
Oh, no.
Okay.
She's gonna deck
you
you.
put- Locknar, you push her a little bit. It makes her stumble forward slightly, and you see her face immediately get red, like embarrassment, and she shoots a look at you of anger and also contentment and like exasperation all at once. It's one of those hard looks to really explain.
Ari.
We are here to see Master Carteris. And he says, "Yeah, I just hold on a second." And then he comes over. This book just sends out dust everywhere. Second super big book.
Achoo!
Sneeze again.
Starts
I don't-
flipping through it. Yeah, looks like you're free to go on in there. Now I will say one thing: Master Carteris has been ill as of late, so we're trying to limit his meeting times. Rebecca says, "Oh, yes, thank you. We will try and be as expedient as possible." Right, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, definitely.
Good. And you, Anzu?
Yeah.
Good. All right, thank you. So, she starts to lead you guys.
Oh,
There's three main.
while they're
there's
in
three main
that
hallway.
conversation, Jacob, can I have a small conversation with Braun real quick?
Sure.
Just while they were getting set up.
I'm gonna get a beer.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Braun,
Yeah.
are you religious or anything? Like, is there any god you pray to, or?
Not really. That's kind of why I don't really gamble or do the whole fortune teller stuff. I'm kind of I kind of feel like you make your own fate.
I think that too, and I mean, I know a couple of us believe in a god and get power from one, but I think maybe after this we figure out, you know, what we're doing here. If we can make our way over to the Raven Queen's temple, I think a couple of us could say a prayer or something. But I can explain that to the group later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I don't have anything against any faith or religion. I just don't want to tie myself to one and kind of like do what's best for them and receive nothing. You know, how many times have we seen Thia call out for hers and there's not much.
Yeah, I mean, and me and Zaigon, I mean, that's a different story, but definitely, you know, a situation where we're in a time that the gods aren't seen as much as maybe we were told in the past that they were part of it. But yeah, there's some ties I have with the Raven Queen and from the past, and I just think if we all go and maybe if I could get everyone just to say a quick prayer to her for, you know, I'll explain it later. I was just seeing if we could do that after this, you know. I know that not all of us are very religious, but you don't have to be religious to say a prayer, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like they got us signed in. We can go see what we're doing here.
I guess so.
So, as you guys are starting to walk off, you hear this older dwarf. Just one thing, everybody. I need everyone's names for the log, please.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. He writes down all of your names as you give it to him, unless one of you doesn't want to or anything.
I'm in a backpack.
Yeah, but Rebecca acknowledged you're there, so he knows you're there.
And said your name.
Yeah.
I'm in a backpack.
He writes down Anzu and then like dash in a backpack.
Yeah. All right. So Rebecca begins leading you through. So the temple is split into three main hallways, and then the center hallway that goes further inside the mountain is where Master Craterus will be. So you guys begin walking down. Pristine marble floors. The whole place is just beautiful. You can hear your footsteps echoing off of the walls. Different statues along the walls depict different heroes from different ages. But it appears that this place, if I was going to describe it, would be more like kind of like a warrior. They cherish like warriors and people who have strong conviction, willpower, I guess would be kind of a big thing.
Tough
You also see big strong paladins basically. So you see there's a few different doors that lead to a few different offices at the end of the hall though, and this hall goes on for about 5 minutes. It's a long building. This building is very long. You guys have to take a few different turns every so often, but you eventually get to this large oak door, and on the door it depicts Bahamut and Tiamat fighting each other. Bahamut soaring in from above and Tiamat crawling out from the depths below. Rebecca knocks on the door. The door slides open. You see pretty, minimalist office, desk, a few chairs, nothing too big. And this whole office is a library as well. You see that the entire the other 3 walls are bookshelves, just covered in books from hundreds of years ago, maybe even thousands of years ago. But sitting at a desk is a kind of frail-looking elderly man, most likely in his late 60s, maybe early 70s. His hair is stark white and beginning to fall out or just recede. His skin is, you know how when people get old and it becomes their skin becomes thinner? Kind of that. You can see a few, his bones and his hands are a little bit more visible. He's just old. He's really old.
Weird
Ew,
question.
Old. Gross.
Weird question.
Ew.
What's it smell like in there?
Does it smell like old?
It's a big enough room that it doesn't smell like super old person, but you get essence of old person.
Like the grand foyer of a nursing home, basically.
Yeah,
kind of like that.
yeah.
Okay. There's been death in this room. Then probably.
I'm sure some
Soon to
people
be.
have died in here. Yeah, maybe.
Have I, as we've been walking through, does anything look familiar or anything? Is anything coming back?
Not particularly. From what you know, you've never really been stationed here. Maybe longer ago, earlier on in your life, but nothing that you've remembered since not remembering things has involved Vasselheim.
Right on.
But it does feel, Zaigon, it does feel a little bit more comforting, than what you're used to just being in the world.
Alright.
So, he's just kind of sitting over his desk writing on something. He looks up. Oh yes, how can I help you? Don't everyone speak at once?
Just wasn't sure if Rebecca wanted to
She's
speak.
letting you take the lead on this.
Oh god damn
This
it.
is your guys' stuff. This is not
So-
hers. She's just here to make sure you guys don't get accosted.
Okay. So I guess we're my name's Thia.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well. This is Locknar and Zaigon and Rebecca.
Locknar, how are you doing?
Oh. I'm sorry. What was your name? My ears aren't what they.
I'm
You got-
Locknar.
Yeah, you gotta be louder than that.
Did you say Blockpar?
No.
That's
Yes.
it.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
the one.
yes, he did.
No, that's
he
exactly
did.
what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you, Blockpar.
You're getting it wrong again. It's say it with me now. Locknar.
Blackpar and and Animus and Braun.
Don't patronize
I'm
me.
saying
My
it
name
right.
is very important to me. He has to get it right.
Well, it's nice to meet
And-
all of you.
And in the backpack is Anzu.
Would that
Um,
be a Mr. Anzu Zook?
It would be.
Oh.
Oh.
Is he in the backpack for any sort of other reason, or is he just does he just like living
This is nap time.
Yeah, we
His-
prefer him in there. It's like a crib.
Believe me, it's better for everyone.
Who's speaking? Who said my name?
Anzu
Locknar.
there's an old
Come out
guy.
and find out.
I'll poke my head out and stare at whoever it is. Who is it?
It's Master Carteris. You do not recognize him. I need you to make a history check.
I think I get doubles on history. I don't know. 22.
Okay. So, Anzu, you stare at this old man with his thinning hair and his fragile body.
It's like looking
But-
in a mirror.
But you see the facial structure, and you see a familiar face. He was one of your students in the early years of the college, but he left when his parents died, and he never returned. But it appears that he's done quite well for himself.
What was his name? Carteris?
Yeah, that's his last name. His first name is
Master.
Macaius.
Is what?
Macaius.
Okay. Macaius?
Oh, it appears you do remember me, sir. It is nice to see you again.
Oh, you've grown up so much.
I guess you could say that, yes.
I'll crawl out and give him a little bigger hug.
Okay, so you go over to the desk, and he kind of wobbles up, kind of pushing himself off the desk, and he comes over to you, and you two have a nice little hug. Well, it is a pleasure for you to be here as well. I see the years have been kinder to you than they have to me.
I was about to say you look older than I do.
Well, that's the difference between humans and gnomes, isn't it?
I suppose so. You've done well.
Well, I've done moderately good. Please come take a seat with me. And he takes you over to this small little, there's a small fireplace with a few seats around. Not everyone's going to be able to sit down, but there'll be at least a few chairs.
I'll
There's like
stand.
4 chairs.
I'll stand up against my staff.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit
Sits
down, make myself real comfy.
Yeah.
Well,
So now there's 2 chairs left.
I'll sit
Master Carteris, multiple things we need to tell you, and unfortunately not the pleasure to be here with you. But I'll let Thea take it away again.
What was that? I'm sorry. Ears.
Thea is going to take it away. Not a pleasure for us to be here.
What is she taking away?
Jesus Christ.
So,
It's taking it away.
Oh. I hear it is very scary.
Gee,
Oh.
okay. Unfortunately,
So
we're
wise.
not here. Unfortunately, we're not here under the most pleasant circumstances, and we found ourselves in a few situations, and we don't quite know how to handle them. They're a bit above our pay grade, but we figured if there was anyone who could help us, it would be here.
Well, let's see if we can get you a promotion. I'm sorry. It's just cute.
this guy.
Currently the biggest problem looming over our heads is we are being watched by a group that calls themselves the Five.
Oh, yes, we have received some intelligence on that, yes.
We've already
I
come
was
in
unaware
contact.
they were watching you.
Apparently.
Curious. There was another group more towards Whitestone that I was aware they were watching, but I was unaware of you.
Another group.
Was it us like 9 months ago?
Oh, no, we received this intelligence about 2 weeks ago.
Well, at least
Wonder
it's
if
not
it's
just
the-
us.
Wonder if it's the same group that was that here whatever mentioned that dwarf that was spying on us fighting Medusa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He mentioned that his master was watching another group of adventurers as well.
There's other adventurers.
Well, we know there's another group, so.
Yeah, you guys aren't the only adventurers in this
No,
entire world.
Jacob,
Get
we're
over
the
it.
We didn't think that,
only
Jacob.
We're
Okay.
the main characters of this story.
Come on,
Right
Jacob.
back.
But
That means we have plot armor.
No, it does not.
That's a good term.
Dang it.
This ain't an anime.
we encountered an ancient green dragon on our way here. And she cursed Braun over here.
Oh.
She was a little more hands-on.
Was she saying, was it a racial slur? Dragons can get quite offensive to tabaxis.
It was more lips on than
You
hands.
said curses.
No, he
Oh god.
can't eat anything but raw food. Now,
Ooh,
raw meat.
sashimi.
Sure. And otherwise anything else, and he like throws it up. And what else is going on? Is that
Oh,
the
the,
biggest thing?
Yeah.
No,
And then
Does
with
it cause
Braun.
you irritable bowels? That's a common.
That's it
Not
that
in
we know of.
particular.
common symptom of dragon curse.
So dragon curse. 1.
Soul.
Yeah. 2. On our way here, we commandeered an airship that belonged to Lord Grazit. And in there, Zaigon actually happened upon a stone, and I'll like look at Rebecca and see if she'll pull it out.
You see
And
her kind of look around a little bit, and she produces it and places it on the table in front of him.
Don't drop that shit.
I'm going to drop it.
inside that stone is the soul of Demogorgon,
Oh.
and we don't know what to do with it.
Well, that's actually quite a simple solution. We can put it in the vault in this temple. It was most likely best here.
Can you also
Want that.
reseal it? Maybe reseal it with another religious spell, because it was sealed with a divine spell before. It was just a question. I would assume you can do that.
He grabs it, starts looking at it. You see his hands shaking as he's doing it. Well, this is actually quite high-level divine magic. I think we will just put it in a box.
And then seal the box.
Great.
Oh, well, yes, of course. We don't want to get into how the sausage is made, but yes.
Cool. Easy peasy.
Well,
Take
I
that one
actually
off.
wouldn't say it's super easy. We're going to have 24/7 guard, and that's a lot of paperwork, which, Rebecca, are you willing to do that paperwork? And she says, I guess, if that's what you want. He says, oh, well, I love when people volunteer. Yes, Rebecca will be placed in charge of this project.
Oh gosh. Okay. But
Sorry, Rebecca.
She just looks exhausted already.
I'm back.
I'll just look at her and mouth like, I'm sorry. And
Oh, the child.
say, yeah. The next one, I'm not sure what the solution here is, but we've brought you someone who's very special. And I'll kind of motion over to, is he still the human redhead boy?
Yeah, hiding behind Braun.
So,
You know when like little kids like hide behind their parents and kind of stick their head out behind their that.
They don't have a name yet, but
Oh well, I'm sure they do. They just don't know it yet.
yes, they are. I don't know, maybe we should just show you? And I'll be like, do you want to show them your real form?
He kind of looks up at you, Braun.
Oh, it's all right, buddy. You know, we're safe here. It's okay.
So they step out in front of the fireplace, and you see the red wings morph into the platinum, more sheen, and they go down on all fours, and now all 5 heads are there. And you see Master Carteris for the first time, his eyes, instead of being in a constant squint, go, "Oh, well, that's quite fascinating. Hello, my name is Master Carteris. It is nice to meet you." And then the dragons just nod. Professor Zook,
Yes.
if you would, over there on the 5th shelf from the top, there is a small book bound in dragon hide. Would you please grab that for me?
Go over there and grab it.
Yeah, you get up, you wheel a ladder over, and you climb the ladder and pull it out, and then slide back. Actually, make an acrobatics check, Anzu.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Six. So, Anzu, you grab the book, and you go to slide down the ladder, and then you look down and you see how far it is, and then you just go one rung at a time. You're just like, nope, not doing that. You eventually get to the bottom, bring the book over to Master Carteris. He opens it, shaky hands and all. Oh, have any of you heard of the Calamity prophecy?
Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh, good. Then I don't need to explain it.
Well, there's some people
What?
who may need to explain it. Locknar.
Oh.
I would love a reminder.
I have
Locknar's
a
not the
feeling
brightest.
that if I was to explain it to Blockpar, he would need pictures. But it just so happens there are pictures.
Ah,
He opens it.
I love a good picture book.
Oh, yes, my grandchildren are quite fond of the picture books. They too are small like you. Because you're small. I was unaware if you knew that.
No, I knew that. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure you know.
Yes.
I think he's trying to make fun of you.
Oh, it's fine.
I
See, it is
want to
because
break
you
him.
are a bird.
I am. Yes.
Birds are more small.
Yep.
Can
Picture-
birds sneeze?
Picture book. God. Oh my God.
I will have to research that.
If I sneeze
Anyway.
on this, if I were to sneeze on this old fart, I'd fucking break him.
I'm sorry, Blackpaw. Did you say something?
Nope. And you keep getting my name wrong. Not that it matters.
Chalk
Shut up,
Star said that he would sneeze and it would be cool.
Oh, I'm sure it would be quite the powerful gust.
Good old Stocksnar. What a champion.
Did you say Plothpar?
Yes, you were saying it wrong the first time.
Oh.
And he was saying how much it doesn't bother him.
At this,
Oh. Why would
Locknar
it
is
bother
going.
him? It's his name. It's a nice name.
Locknar wants to stomp on Animus's foot really, really hard.
Okay, Locknar, make a strength check.
I deserve that one.
19.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d4 of damage.
3.
Animus, you take 3 points of damage as Locknar destroys your foot.
That is
It's
fair.
Locknar! God damn it!
Gosh dang it, Slothmar! Why would you do that to me?
See, this is the point where
Slothnar, more like
Tory
Stompar.
attributes start fighting against the Locknar attributes. Everybody butchers my name all the fucking time.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Anyway, The Calamity prophecy was given to us by an oracle about 100 years ago. So, in it, there are a few steps that must occur in order to institute the Calamity.
Can I look at? Can I grab Rebecca's knee and make eye contact with her?
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna
make
look.
eye contact.
Then I'm gonna kind of nod over to the group and be like, "Is this a good idea?"
If you
I
do not wish to hear it, you don't have
I
to.
want to know.
It's just so frightening.
I think. Keep talking.
Yeah, go on,
I
I
wanna
guess.
know. All right. Well, it was passed down to us about 100 years ago in this very sanctuary. The master previous to me was actually the one who had it. She saw a few events occurring that would lead to the Calamity, which the Calamity is a theoretical event that would reunite all the planes into one. We don't know exactly what that would do, but we assume it's not good. It would mean the demons and devils and all of the terrible nasties would be on the prime material plane along with all of us. But so would the gods, so yeah, 6 of one, 7 of another.
Jacob, wasn't there already a calamity that locked the gods away?
Yeah, so
This
that was
is
the
a
first
different-
Calamity.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
is a different calamity. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the reverse.
Yeah,
Basically.
that's what I was kind of wondering. Okay.
As I said, there are a few warning signs that say that the Calamity is fast approaching. The first is the birth of a celestial child to non-celestial parents, which occurred about 10 years ago.
With who?
Oh, my dear boy, it is best not to discuss who, just in case they could be listening.
Well, aren't we in a temple? They shouldn't be able to listen to us here.
Oh, yes, that is very true. However, since you have informed me that one of you has been cursed by one of these members, that curse could include using our friend here as a sort of mouthpiece / receiver.
You know.
I'm not saying you are, my friend, but it's best to keep cautious.
Carry on.
Anyway,
Good point.
where was I? Oh, yeah. The second is the birth of a god on the prime material plane. Specifically one that is the offspring of Bahamut and Tiamat themselves. And since you have your fine, scaly friend in front of me, I believe number 2 has been met.
Well, shit.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Brady, I forgot the order of the next 3. Do you have it written down?
I do.
It doesn't super matter, but it kind of matters.
The burning cities.
Yes, I got that.
No, not Singborn.
The
The
5.
what now?
Then the 5. Form and
Yeah.
rise, and
Yeah.
then the world souls.
Yep, okay. So, number
Take
3.
notes.
Yes, I appreciate the note-taking. You have quite the scholarly bend.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Tip my captain's hat.
Aye, Captain.
I like this guy.
The third sign of the coming calamity is that all of the major cities on the continent of Taldore burn to the ground, or, for lack of a better word, raze. This includes cities such as Whitestone, Kaimal, Craghammer, Westruun, Iman, and Singorn. It's highly unlikely that these things happen, of course, but then again, the first 2 are probably the most unlikely.
You need some
Excuse
water,
me.
sir.
Oh, that would be
Allergy
nice.
season.
Perhaps something a
Oh,
little
I'm
stronger.
afraid these are not allergies, my boy.
I will hand him a glass of water. See, I can give water instead of breaking it in front of a guy who's thirsty.
That's a callback.
But where's the fun in that?
Oh, because this guy's helping us, and the other guy was kind of a douche, so...
You started it.
Maybe a little.
The fourth sign of
My
coming
God.
calamity is that once the cities have burned, a new government will be formed on the continent. This part of the prophecy is slightly fuzzy. We do know that it would be a coalition of people from different walks of life, or perhaps from different planes. But these would be corrupt people. And finally, as the last sign / the way that the calamity begins, is that the world's souls would be purged at specific points of high magical or ley line concentration. Yes. Small bird.
Yes, I was just wondering what the world's souls are. I've heard that a couple times since we've gotten to Vasselheim, and I want to just piece it together, you know.
Oh, well. Excuse me, Professor Zook, I hate to keep doing this.
Yes.
There's a small, and he gets even closer to you to whisper so that no one else can hear. There's a small compartment in the bottom of my desk. Only your size hands could fit in. Would you please go grab it? Also, I will say, the book sometimes talks, so don't listen to it. It can be quite persuasive, but don't listen to it.
Okay. I'm gonna walk off.
This
Go to
will
the
be just
desk.
a moment, everybody.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand to get the book.
Okay. So you open this small gnome-sized compartment, and you see sitting is this, like the pocket books that are like smaller and like you can like the only thing I can think of right now is like pocket Bibles that are like super small. It's about that big. Pretty thick though. And it is. The entire cover is black. The pages are made from skin, and the writing is in blood.
We got a Necronomicon here.
It's kind of like a Necronomicon, yeah. This is a Warlock relic.
Fuck, yep.
So your mage hand lifts the book up, and it has it in its hand.
Say, hello?
Nothing.
I'll touch it.
Okay, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god. Jacob, did you say it was...
He just keeps touching things.
He does.
Can't get him to
I
stop.
gotta touch it, man. I gotta touch it.
Can you do it at least with a different finger?
If Anzu lived in our current world, he'd get in trouble for spreading the virus, okay? Because he touches everything.
Yeah. Jacob, did you say it was the world souls would be destroyed or burnt? What was
Would
it?
be what was the word I used? Purged.
Harvested.
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 Synonyms of that.
From
got-
magical ley lines.
I got 25.
Okay, yeah, you're good. You hear this.
Hello? Uh-huh.
It doesn't say anything to you. You rolled too high on your wisdom save.
Oh.
Okay.
Do I hear it?
You see? No, Zaigon. No,
Okay.
you do not.
We kind of walk over to the group. Is anyone in the book? Hello?
Nothing. You rolled too high.
All right. I'm going
your
to
wisdom and
pretend-
willpower withstood.
I'm gonna pretend to start choking.
Okay. Okay, make a performance check.
20, not natural.
So, Locknar, you see your best buddy in the whole world. He's choking. He touched that book, he's choking. What are you going to do about it?
I just grab his whole body. I grab his whole body.
Please don't punch me.
I just hold you. And then I try to clear the airway a little bit, you know, open the mouth, and then and then I'm lightly trying to, like, you know, pat whatever's in your throat out.
Stop.
Jesus.
This is gonna
I know
start
this is
taking
not a
away
good
hit
visual.
points.
I need like an actual prop, but you know.
Oh, thank you, Locknar. That was so helpful.
Hey, I didn't know what to do. I'm
I know
sorry.
you saved my life. That was so kind of you.
Of course. Oh Jesus! Please don't touch it again, or I'm going to stomp on you, sit on you. I'll do something bad.
Who's Jesus?
Bad
Anyway,
things.
here's your book.
Oh, thank you. All right. Now, I want everyone to be careful here. What I am holding here was this was the spell book of Vecna.
No way.
Well, one of his. This was more of his early work. It's a little bit more experimental. But
How would you come in possession of a spell book of Vecna?
my boy, we are the Platinum Sanctuary. We are the most secure temple in all of the world.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine future people would ask how they came into the possession of the Demogorgon soul.
That's true.
Yeah, people
that's a
probably are
very
just bringing them
fair point.
stuff.
I cannot argue with that kind of logic, I'm not gonna lie.
Anyway,
I mean, those stairs alone have to keep people out, right?
in case none of you are aware, Vecna was a mortal man that ascended to godhood. In his early research, he was trying to figure out how to achieve that goal. He did not do that, but he did stumble onto another sort of dark magic. A world soul, as Vecna most aptly described it, is a host body for the spirits of creatures from different planes. Normally how this works is multiple souls are sacrificed on an altar. It can vary in number and size depending on which plane you're wanting to link to. But the souls, once harvested, are then placed inside a host body. This host then gains special abilities based on what plane the people were from. Now, this is where things start to get a little hazy. Vecna never finished this research. He found it to be a dead end. But, in relation to the Calamity, we believe that multiple beings have been prepared as world souls, and that once they are sacrificed on the prime material plane on the ley lines... Excuse me. Sorry. Once they are sacrificed on the ley lines, it will open a planar portal that, if all done around the relative same time, would begin the Calamity. Yes, you.
Yeah, I was just wondering how does one become a world soul? What does that look like?
You also have here eyebrows too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, no,
Well-
I was wondering like what. No, I understand. Like you become a world soul, and then you like sacrifice them, and then the sacrifice turn. Yeah. How does one become a spirit? You said that there's a host body for a spirit from a different plane that becomes a world soul. How does that look? What What happens?
We've never actually encountered a documented world soul. This is more theoretical. I'm going to just close this book. Professor Zook, would you please go put this back?
So,
Yes.
Do we know how many world souls there
Grab it.
are?
If they're wanting to unite all the planes, they would most likely need a representative from each of the different layers of planar travel. They would need a world soul of the Abyss, of the Nine Hells, of the Shadowfell, of the Feywild. And then they would... The hard part is, though, that they need, if they want to do the true Calamity and bring the gods back, they would need to travel to the gods' plane. I've only known of one such group that has ever even achieved that. It's not something done lightly.
What was
How
the
did they go
route?
about?
Oh, they were an adventuring party, much like yourselves, around 200 years ago. It's a long story. Also involved Vecna, actually. It's quite fun. We have it documented in some of the books in this library.
I'll have to get a hold of those if I can. I'd like to read it.
I have
We
another...
did find one of those books in Whitestone, documenting their journey behind the Divine Gate to meet Sarah and Ray.
Oh! Well, we might have to contact the government of Whitestone to get that book in our collection.
There's also a temple of Serinre here in Vasselheim, I believe.
Yes, it's been here for roughly 200 years. It was actually here earlier, but then it was buried because, war.
Yeah.
But it was excavated and found again and has actually quite the following now.
So a world soul is
What-
a being who
Yes.
is in a host body from a
No,
different
no.
plane.
I think you're a little confused.
That's what I'm confused. Is it a
All right. The
I'm
being that
stupid.
is used as the vessel is still themselves. It's not like they're a different person. They merely have the souls of the sacrificed beings from the plane in which they were used. So, for example, let's take Blockpar here. All right. So let's say that Blockpar is used as the host body, but all of the souls that were sacrificed were originally from the Feywild. In theory, Blockpar would then gain some abilities of the Fey, but he would still be his charming self.
Now, would they necessarily have to go to the above plane if they perhaps got the celestial child that was aforementioned?
That is something I am quite afraid of. I theorize that in order to unlock the God's domain, they could, in theory, use the celestial child as a world soul and sacrifice our scaly friend here as the soul to be infused. It's, once again, theoretical. Which is why, if I may make a suggestion, I would suggest that we locate the celestial child and scaly friend here, and have them stay here for the time being, at least until we can further assess what the Five's next move is.
Would it be
Didn't you
smart to
say-
keep them both together?
Well, as much as I would hate to have them both together, and I do realize that strategically, if they get one, they might get the other, we can protect them better if they're both here.
So, in just in like a question, if a world soul happened to be one, would they like know they were one and they would need to like awaken, or like would they just be used eventually without knowing?
Well, Vecna only speaks from his own personal experiences. He found, in theory, that if a world soul created it themselves, they would have full awareness of what they are. Once again, we have never seen a world soul. We don't know how their behavior is, what they would do. But Vecna made it very clear that he would retain his personality if he were to go through with the process.
So do we need to find world souls as well, or just the child and the other child? Which we already have one of the child, so the other child.
One
Well,
of the child.
see, that's another thing. If the five decide they do not need the divine beings here on the plane, they could go through with the Calamity without every representation. If that were to happen, this would become basically the new Nine Hells.
Oh god.
You
So they'd
cannot
only do
have.
half of it.
They would only do half, and that half would be more on the evil side. Bless
I don't know,
you.
guys.
I
Could be
know
fun.
The pollen in Vasselheim is quite strong this year.
Just a heads up, birds do sneeze.
Oh, I will have to write that down.
You just saw it.
Well, bird people, you're not bird.
I guess, yes. Alright, well, so if this were to happen, how does one what do we do with them?
How does one put the gin back in the bottle, so to
No,
speak?
just what do we do with them? These guys right here. How do we keep them safe?
Who is them? Which them are
Oh, I'm
referring?
sorry. I'm
The dragon.
referring to the
Three of
dragon
them.
child next to me.
Oh, well, we have a
Asshole.
few manuscripts written. Are you talking to the dragon or me, Blackbar?
No, I'm good with nothing. No.
Oh, he hears that.
I
Yeah.
have good hearing, except for sometimes I don't. Anyway,
Bullshit.
bless you, Blackbar.
Thank you.
Something going around, all the sneezing.
Oh, it's the pollen, you see. Anyway, well, we do have a few manuscripts that were written by Bahamut himself. I'm sure the child would benefit from reading those.
Put him through school.
As well, it is likely that they have immense power.
Oh yeah.
That of a god, in theory. So, it would probably be best if they had a good influence here.
Braun's a great influence.
But I would assure you, they would still be a child. We would still... It'd be like school. It'd be like a boarding school. But we have pudding! It's homemade. It's made in the cellars. It's very
Can
good.
I mean, we are guests. Can we get some of that right now?
Yes, yes, Master Zaigon. I can get you some pudding.
Do we have
good.
to eat our meat first?
Do you prefer chocolate or vanilla pudding?
Chocolate.
Good, we only have chocolate.
What's our move
Terrific.
from here? What do we do?
Professor Zook, I don't mean to be of a bother to you, but would you also like pudding?
What kind of pudding?
It's chocolate pudding.
I love chocolate, but yes.
Oh,
Oh, you know me so well.
good. Would you go get it for... I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, yes, it was quite funny, I know.
Yes.
He
It was, but
motions
for real,
over.
who's getting the pudding?
He motions over for the attendant come over. He whispers in the attendant's ear. He's like, Master, that would take me 20 minutes. The cellar is quite far. Yes, but these are our guests. These are our guests. We must give them the finest pudding. Actually, break out the vintage from a few years ago. Zygon, you're going
Vintage
to love this pudding.
Oh God.
It's got a little bit of a hard crust on the top because, you know, pudding. But it is quite tasty.
I'm starting to worry about this.
I want to leave
Guys, I don't trust this fucker.
right now.
This is all fart.
Can
I
I
don't like
insight check him about the pudding?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck, get him.
I don't want him to poison us.
Take him down.
Well, I
Natural one.
This pudding sounds
It
delicious.
sounds so good, you guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me.
I'm hungry. There's a lot of
Perfect wonder
stairs.
roll there.
Can Locknar do an insight check?
Yeah, Locknar, go ahead.
What's that? I've never done an insight check before.
It's
What's
that
that?
Insight is wisdom, yeah.
Okay, I'll get a plus
This will
1.
go well.
Okay, 18.
18. He's not lying. This is pudding. This is pudding.
But
That's funny.
is it good?
Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
boy.
Well, for old for ancient taste buds like him, or for us?
Well, pudding is pudding, Locknar. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my god.
Master, Carteris,
Yeah.
getting away from the pudding.
Does anyone else want pudding before he leaves? One more pudding over here, Chauncey.
I'm fully
Anywhere
sold
else?
on the pudding.
Anywhere else?
Rebecca, pudding?
Jesus, no, I've already eaten. Thank you.
I'll take hers. I want two.
Are we getting 5 puddings for the child, or just 1 pudding? Is that?
If you have some gold.
Dragon dude, you
Sprinkle
really
it.
want it?
We
Shit,
have-
better than
We
your
have
luck.
a vintage that was made for a special occasion that we used gold leaf in.
They would love that.
Just bring that.
Oh yeah.
It's literally old, rotten pudding that he's trying to. Oh my god.
That's like
Chill
call.
out.
That's
It's
like
pudding.
that's like calling
Pudding
wine.
is not pudding.
That's like calling
Anyway.
wine
Pudding is
old
pudding.
rotten
Pudding has always
grape
been good
juice.
pudding.
Weren't we supposed to talk to him about a place to stay as well?
Also,
Fourth
the most
question.
there's a very pressing thing that we have not brought up.
We have another
Oh, I'm
pressing
sure
thing.
there's something else. but I can't.
I'll bring up mine first because I raised my hand first, and that's how the order of classrooms go.
Yes,
Interesting.
I will call on you first. What is your question?
Okay.
He'll be a captain any day now.
So another thing we didn't bring up, because of the soul stone of Demogorgon,
Yes.
Grazit may or may not be after us, or just after the stone.
Well, to be quite honest, that sounds like a you problem.
You know what? Yep, fair enough. I expected that. What do we do next?
However, he won't be able to see the stone now that you're here. Which means he will most likely think you still have it. Or that it's here. I don't know. Who knows what the Lord of Indulgences thinks.
You know,
I'm sure he would like our pudding.
There's too many fucking demons in this world that, for whatever reason, still have some connection. So, honestly, just let him find us. I don't give a shit anymore. What should we do now? What is our plan? What do we need to do with the... You've got the stone. We've got the 5, and we need to stop some things. And then what about the child? You're keeping the child here, Braun? Primary school? Boarding school? Prep school? What's going on here?
I don't know. I feel like we should at least talk to them about what's going on here, rather than saying outright, "This is what's happening."
Oh, yes, of course. You can take all the time you need. Just make your decision before you leave the city, I would guess.
But the Goliath horde.
We're probably fine.
What'd you say about garlic bread?
Well, it goes so great with pudding.
He wants to shove it up
I
in
have
there.
never tried that.
Yeah.
It's a delicacy.
I'm literally gonna plane shift. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shift into a different plane and not be
Please
part
do
of this
it.
conversation.
Can I join you? Can I join you?
I've got 3 rings. You gotta choose one. Can you swim?
Anywhere's better than this fucker's house.
Oh man.
Well, to answer your question, Zaigon, a Goliath.
Oh, hey, look,
horde-
behind the bookshelf. You have some toaster strudels.
Oh, that is great with the pudding. You dip the toaster strudel into the pudding. And
I'm doing it. I'm putting a ring on.
Please do it. Take me with you.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Turning into Bill Cosby pudding pop.
To answer your question, Goliath hordes, I often find, if they don't get satisfaction quickly after they start on a hunt, they usually give up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're good then.
I figured that we had enough trouble getting here. I don't see them making their way across an ocean.
Sounds a
But
little
have to be
racist, I don't know.
That if a Goliath horde is roaming in Taldore, they will most likely try something big, especially with the unrest that's beginning to develop there.
Makes sense.
Well, I guess our main thing is, what do these guys want to do?
Well, if I might make a suggestion. You said that you came here for information on the Five as well. I can give you a little bit of intel that we have collected. But most of our intel pertains to the dragon, since this is the continent that she primarily resides on.
That would be extremely helpful.
Oop, Brady's gone.
Not Brody.
We'll see if he, we'll wait for a
Oh,
second.
we're good.
Oh,
Nope.
no.
We'll wait for a little bit. How about, guys, let's take our 5-minute break. All right, welcome back, everybody.
I almost made a really nasty comment, but I held my tongue.
We asked
Oh, we're in, Corey.
We asked about the whatchamacallit, the Five and the dragon.
So, I will give you what little information we've gleaned. We have been monitoring her for a while now. Her name is Shavira.
Cool name.
Oh, I probably
Gotta give
should
it up.
have-
Okay, get to the point.
Oh, Blackpaw, you're so funny. Always rushing.
Not as funny as me smacking you across the face.
How do you spell Shavira, just so I'm not an idiot in the future?
Shivera.
Oh, let's go.
I was so close.
I was
I
on
spell
it.
phonetically, guys.
H-I-V-E-R-A?
Yeah,
Yep.
let's go.
See, I spelled it S-H-A-V-I-R-A.
Chevrolet.
Chevrolet vehicles. Anyway,
Baseball. Gee, new country.
from
Wrong,
what we
wrong,
have
wrong one.
known-
Wrong jingle. My bad.
From what we have gleaned, it appears that she is trying to claim territory in the area. She is quite old, older than you, even, Professor Zook.
Damn, that's old.
How old is she?
Hey. Oh.
Starts dry heaving in the background.
But how old is she?
She is likely 1,000 years old,
Oh,
give or take a few hundred.
Is that normal for dragons?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it takes them a
Quite
while,
normal.
you know.
Normally,
1,000
dragons
years.
don't get into adulthood until around 300 years old.
Oh, damn.
There are some exceptions, though. It's found that dragons that have been more around humans or humanity or whatever word you want to use for it, they tend to grow up faster, being more exposed to society.
Well, so I have a question. Are the Five trying to become gods themselves, same with, like, as what Vecna did, or are they working for another, like, demonic god to release the demonic and evil gods into
We
the material
believe
plane?
that they are their own actors. We have not found any sort of higher boss-like person. Excuse
You
me.
good?
We believe that their goal is to bring about the Calamity.
But what would that do for them?
We don't know.
Because if you're saying that, right, they want to bring back demonic sources of high power to the material plane and not the gods, then
Possibly.
The
It's
demonic-
more of that we don't know if they would be able to get a world soul from the divine planes.
well, the demonic lords would then come back, fight, and eventually realize how powerful the Five are, probably first, and just destroy them. That doesn't help the Five. The Five can't beat them even altogether. You can't defeat a full-powered, reincarnated, or re-released Osmodius or Fraz or Grazit or any of these
That is incredibly true, young man. However, there's a minor theoretical idea that Vecna put forth. He theorized that if he were to create a world soul using someone else, and then kill that world soul, it would give him some sort of power over the plane in which it was tied to. With your example, say that the Abyss comes in, and they have sacrificed someone that is full of souls from the Abyss. The person that sacrificed the world soul would then have dominion over the Abyss, in theory. This also is never done before, so we don't know for sure.
Okay. So
if you-
possibly they want to gain control of those planes and then bring them all back to the
In
material.
theory, yes.
And then they
that
would,
is
in
what-
theory, control the chaos that they've created.
Yes. They would create a new world.
So if you sacrifice a world soul in a plane, then it would give them power over that plane,
In theory.
and it has to be the plane that they're connected with.
Okay, let's go back to our example here. So, Blackpar is now the world soul of the Feywild, correct?
Yes.
And then Professor Zook says, I want that power for myself. So he stabs Blackpar a bunch of times on an altar in a ley line.
That sounds painful.
Yes, it very much is. So he stabs him a bunch of times on a ley line. Then the portals of the Feywild would open and start to bleed into ours, replacing ours with the Feywild. In theory, Professor Zook would then have dominion over the Feywild and all the creatures that are within it.
When you say he would have power over them, would he just be able to command them to do his bidding, or just be stronger than them?
A bit of column A and column B. It would essentially be like, well, okay, let's use this example again. A king is in charge of his subjects, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he also has the power to rule over his subjects and make laws and other things that are then enforced on the subjects.
So it's
right?
just similar to being a leader over a plane currently. You would just become the leader of a plane, but the plane would leak into the material plane.
Essentially, yes. And it would be binding.
So what do we need to do? Do we need to stop her?
Well, taking on an ancient dragon is no small feat.
It's not really possible at this point. I mean, we almost died just trying to drive a ship around her.
We also were extremely low on power at the time, though.
That's a true point, but I don't think we can destroy an ancient dragon, just 6 of us. We would
Maybe
need
not alone, but we
You might have
friends.
to.
We've killed a dragon before.
a
I think we
dragon,
could do it.
not an ancient dragon that's
adult.
also one of the
Or was it-
fives.
Well,
dragon?
Animus, I think we should give it a try.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I think we're gonna have to.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe with a little bit of backup.
We
I'm
can.
afraid, my friends, that you're on a collision course with something that it doesn't matter if you're prepared for it or not.
Well, how quickly do we need to face her?
Well, we still have some time before the other warning signs of the Calamity prophecy have come to fruition.
Do we really want to wait for cities to start burning in Taldore, though?
That is another question. Also, we don't even know really most about most of the 5. We know generalizations. We know potential contacts, potential confidants, but nothing is set in stone. The only one that we know that is active is Shavira. And I would also add, if she's the only one that are active, then that means the other 4 are most likely working on things that are much more destructive.
We happened to come across some information about the vampire.
Oh, really?
Yes. We are possibly going to help a couple people we met in a bar the other night who are from Westruun, and they say, and the things that we line up, make sense that the vampire, which we don't know the name of, would be in Westruun, being part of whatever is going on with the Margrave there.
I have heard distressing news from Westruun. You believe that the vampire is there?
I think all of our sources line up. I mean, we have 3 to 4 sources that now point the vampire in Westruun, and 2 that put the Beholder as the leader of the Clasp Nimon, but the other 2 we don't know. And then Shavira, of course.
What else? What other information can you give us about Shavira? Because all you've said is that she's old.
Yes.
Very old.
Well, with age comes experience. We know that she has been studying magics for quite some time, which is not normal for dragons. We also know that she lived among humans for quite some time as well. She even led a band of mercenaries over on the continent of Taldore a few hundred years ago.
Interesting. For what purpose?
What purpose does a dragon have? To show chaos? No offense to the small one. More of the chromatic
Please intend
dragons.
offense.
The chromatic dragons tend to create strife and chaos, mainly out of a necessity for power or treasure or things such as that.
This doesn't seem like treasure, and I don't know about power either, because she'd lose her power opening a portal for much more powerful demons and their armies to come to the material plane.
But, as mentioned about 3 minutes ago, if she were the one that were to kill the World Soul, she would be in charge of that plane.
Would she gain the powers of a divine, or would she just be in charge of that plane?
We don't know.
Not something that's really happened before.
That's
This
true.
magic has never been practiced. To be quite honest, we had no idea that they had discovered this information.
To be fair, if Vecna is the one who researched this, and he eventually became a divine being, who's to say that one of these could not reach divine status? I mean, if you are given and granted divine power through destroying a world's soul, then you just have a following, and if you have enough following, you gain more power, and if you're the leader of a certain plane, you could gain the most power that you could get depending on which plane you're in charge of. I mean, if you're in the ethereal plane, you're not going to get much from that, but if you're in the 9 hells, you're going to become more powerful than Asmodeus.
Well, yes, once again, in theory. But I would like to point out that this process, we know, was not how Vecna ascended godhood.
No, I was just saying, but like, he became a divine being through all of his studies and moving up, so I don't want to block out the possibility of one of the 5 reaching divinehood just from Vecna's original thought process, even though that's not how Vecna himself became.
Well, we don't know much about ascension, but there is one goddess who might. The Raven Queen was the only other mortal that was able to ascend to godhood, besides Vecna himself, and let me assure you, you do not want to talk to him. He's quite the chatter.
I was just telling Braun we need to go talk to the Raven Queen, wasn't I, Braun?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Are any of you a follower of her teachings? I don't know if she'll see an audience with you.
I mean, I've
She
talked
is
to
one
her
of
before.
her active gods, though.
Couldn't hurt to try.
I have
I
more
can
of a background with her.
They should expect As you guys are talking, you see Chauncey return.
Oh god,
With-
the pudding.
Hell
Tray
yeah.
of pudding.
The fucking pudding.
Do
How
you have any leads?
Sorry.
Well,
How
you're
crusty
good.
is the top of the pudding?
It's like maybe a quarter of an
Mix
inch.
it in.
All
Just
right.
mix it in.
Yeah.
Quarter of an
A
inch.
A
Go.
quarter of an inch is quite a bit.
It really is not.
Go ahead, Thea.
That's several centimeters.
We get past the pudding.
It's like
It's also
like that.
several millimeters. We can
Damn
keep
you,
going.
metric system.
While he's like passing out pudding and stuff, I'll be like, "Do you have any leads? Do you know where she might be located? Does she have a base anywhere?"
Well, the last we heard, she had taken down a storm giant fortress.
Oh,
a
we
few
saw
hours
that.
Away.
We were
saw
part
And
of
a
that.
ship. Oh, really? Well, then perhaps you can fill in some gaps.
We have no
All we
clue where she
that
is.
she attacked them. She is often seen on the coastline. We don't know what for, but
Coastline of Vasselheim.
yes, and
Mhm.
the continent.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't received any reports of her being in Tal'Dorei, though. But we are further away than you, so you might know something.
Well,
Don't.
she's already got at least 3 others of the 5 in Tal'Dorei. There's no reason for her to be there.
To be completely honest, we have not been keeping close tabs on the 5.
Well, that's why we
Maybe
gave
it's
you
time to
this-
start.
Yeah.
But now that I see our small and scaly friend here, I believe that our intelligence gathering shall increase.
I don't mean to keep bringing things up because I'm not trying to be over talking here, but we were actually talking in the bar about the Westruun situation, about going back to Westruun, possibly trying to make that our first place. I mean, aside from the 5, there's political issues going on in Tal'Dorei. Whether that happens to do with the 5 or not, it's something we want to try to fix. So Westruun may be the first place, and if we can get some backup on doing that, I think that we can start maybe stopping this Calamity prophecy, and we just don't know where we can get backup from because, I mean, Westruun, one of the major cities, even though being one of the smaller of the major cities, still is a major city, and if one of the 5 is in full activity there, then that's a little bit dangerous for just the 6 of us, but it would be a great point to start taking down the 5.
I leave that to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, pudding time. And he starts stirring it.
Yeah, I wanna try the pudding. I'm gonna stir it up.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. This is really good.
Ugh.
It's like the top like crusty is like dark chocolate, and then as you get deeper in, it becomes less bitter, and as you mix
Ugh.
it in, it just gets this nice like creamy consistency.
Mm-mm.
I would like to peel off the top layer and just eat that.
Yeah, you do. It's very bitter. It's like that like 98% cacao.
It's like the magic shell stuff you can pour on ice cream and it hardens over
Yeah.
the top of it. You just
Yeah,
pull
exactly.
that part off.
You people disgust me.
I'll look at
I can't
Locknar
even
and be
eat
like,
it,
"You're missing
so-
out, buddy."
Locknar, out of all the things that you eat and drink, this is one of them that you won't.
No, it's not children or anything.
I mean, honestly, I just don't trust this old fat.
I just want to point out if you're saying that aged pudding, if you're making fun of that, I mean look at wine. It's just an aged juice.
Okay, but
Same situation.
wine only gets better over time. It gets more stronger over
You're
time.
telling me that
This
pudding...
also gets stronger over time, but this is made with a lot of things that go nasty after a year or two.
Well, you see, the vaults and the cellars underneath the Platinum Sanctuary are quite chill. The pudding stays nice and moist down there.
But even a glass of milk goes pretty gross after, some time. This is made with many glasses of milk, I assume.
Oh, we actually don't make it with milk now.
And of course it's not good.
different extracts is actually plant-based.
Even more reason for me to not enjoy this. That sounds gross.
Well, Braun, I think a couple of us need to talk to them about this, seeing if they want to chill out here. Boarding school.
Yeah, we well, I mean, we still have time before we're leaving. Why not?
No,
What
yeah.
else are we doing here in town?
Well, we need to go visit the Raven Queen for multiple reasons now, not just to pray to her, but...
Yeah, well, let's let them wander around and explore a little bit more with us before we can just talk to them on the way or once we have time.
Well, once you have made your decision, please notify us. We will make arrangements just in case you do decide to let them stay here. But if you need anything, let us know.
Do you know of any secure places in town we could stay? We have a few rooms at this tavern, but I don't know if there's
it
anywhere
depends on
better.
what you mean by secure. What do you mean?
Just
The Bastion's patrol enough. There's very little crime in the city, if that's what you're concerned.
We're probably fine.
Probably fine. Okay.
But if you ever do feel as though you need a place to stay, you are always welcome.
Good to know.
We can handle Grazit and whatever he sends after us. He has no need to start a fight with any of us.
Should we head to the Raven Queen's temple?
Oh man, it's been a while since I've talked to her.
Why did you talk to her before?
In the Shadowfell, the other Kenku used to say prayers to the Raven Queen to see if they could make it through another year of living. Usually would happen when around the new year. But
Well, that sounds horrible.
yeah, I mean, the Raven Queen is in the Shadowfell, or she's supposed to be, if at all. She has a castle there. I mean, every once in a while you might see one of her dark elvish army scouts out on the horizon, but never really. Not something I really like to look back on, and I didn't really keep my faith after leaving Shadowfell, so.
Interesting.
I didn't really pray to her at all, though. I wasn't allowed to. I wasn't. My family was.
Well, once again, if you need anything, let us know. And Professor Zook,
Yeah.
I would love to catch up and have a drink sometime if you would like to.
Of course, come down to the guild hall and I'd love to have a chat.
He's a little sickly. I think you should go to him.
Okay, fine. Look,
No, if he likes you,
we can be riding buddies, right? Send me a letter, I'll send you a letter.
To be fair, it might be the pudding.
Pen pal.
Be like
Pen pals.
pal.
Yes.
Quill pals.
Very good.
How was your health before you started eating the pudding?
Oh, well, the pudding, I believe, keeps me young.
So when you started eating the pudding, did your cough come around, a little bit of a sneeze?
No. I know what you're trying to imply here, and it's not going to work. Did Chauncey set you up to this?
No. I was playing devil's advocate for Locknar.
Ah, yes. Well, no, the pudding is quite good, but no, I have recently developed this cough after we had quite the rainstorm one day.
Okay.
Was it also you had quite the pudding storm as well?
I'm sorry, Locknar. Did you say something?
Yeah, get fucked. Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Bless you, Locknar.
Well, I hope you have a good day, and feel free to take some pudding for the road.
You know I will.
Thank you for all your help.
Of course. Rebecca, would you please stay behind? We need
Can't wait to
discuss
piss on your grave. Sorry.
Locknar, shut up.
I had a little cough.
Give this man the respect he deserves.
I'm sorry your allergies are so messed up.
I know. It's just,
Sneezing. Oof.
Sorry,
so
Blockbar
bad.
is just a very sensitive man.
Yeah, Shock Star just doesn't really know when to hold it.
I am going to beat you.
Very
people
weak immune
in the mouth
system.
So hard.
His sinuses are just a mess. Can't step a foot outside. I guess we go.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys leave. Rebecca closes the door behind you guys. Where do you guys want to go?
The Raven Queen's Temple?
Oh man.
Yep. It's happening.
Might as well.
Going to the Raven's Crest.
Locknar was to divert and just. So I assume that there's a top stair to this top thing, right?
Yeah, it's like a raised platform, and then the stairwell goes down, like your traditional temple.
Yeah. So Locknar wants to go onto that raised platform, just sit and look out for a bit, alone. He wants to do that. And then he's going to unravel his little message from Farum.
Okay. I believe that is it's a business card. No,
Well, this is a business card, but I have to have a prop.
it's blank.
That is
Got him.
unfortunate.
Got him so good.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Is it like invisible ink?
Came all this way to get his ass beat in a piece of paper.
Locknar wants to
There's
put it up into the
Something
sun.
to wipe his tears with.
Nothing.
He wets it.
Nothing.
He even pours a little beer on it.
Nope, nothing.
It's like when you ask someone for their number and they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How's Locknar feeling right now? Is he angry? Is he upset? What's the feeling here?
Or it just feels. He doesn't feel anything.
Okay.
He just feels like everything he's worked for the last, I don't even know, 6 months is for naught. And he just feels really pissed off right now.
Okay, so Locknar, as your anger begins to grow, the paper, it's like while you're holding it in your hands and you start to crinkle it on the sides, just balling your fists in anger, you see a message start to form on it.
What kind of sorcerer is this robot?
No, this guy's too much.
Interesting.
So Locknar, you normally can't read. I would say normally.
Almost always.
But you can read this. Somehow, through some sort of magic, possibly, you can read this.
What's it say?
It says, "Seek the brewmasters of Karis Keep."
Okay. You're gonna have to spell that out for me.
Okay. SEEK.
He said seek the coup starter.
Seek the brewmasters of Karis, Karess. Keep.
Did you get that? Seek The stew masters of fairness.
Yes, I got SEEK. I got that. I got that part. Yeah, yeah.
Did you get the seek part though?
And then the back, so the back of the paper, Locknar, as you flip it over to see if there's anything more, you see a graphic, like a sign almost, and you see a turtle shell with a flagon sitting on top of it.
Has Locknar ever seen this before?
Make a history check, Locknar.
That is a 8. Not
8.
great.
You know, you've drank a lot of ale. You've drank a lot of beer. You've drank a lot of wine, but less so now. You've never seen this logo before. And you've never heard of this place called Karis Keep.
Never heard of it?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. That works.
As
Locknar
your-
pocket. Yeah,
as your
Locknar pockets
rage
the
dies down, the message fades from the card.
well, he's still gonna keep the card. He pockets it of sorts. Do with that
what
information.
you can put it in the bag of holding.
Maybe. Locknar gets up and he's gonna go look for the rest of the group again.
Okay. So Locknar, your strides are big, and Anzu is waiting for his backpack ride anyway. So you catch up to the rest of the group pretty quick. The dragon has changed into their Genasi girl, shy, more timid personality form. And she is very quiet. She's not saying anything. She's hanging close to Braun.
Can I do one thing before we leave the top of the
Sure.
stairs? Can I just kind of look in the western direction, into the forest? Do I see any signs of that one village that I was told about, or any kind of?
Make an investigation check.
I want to throw a paper airplane and see how far it goes.
Make a acrobatics check.
Fuck yeah. Imagine if I rolled a natural
Investigation, not perception.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. 19. Oh wait, no. Wait. 18.
Okay. It seems to be endless forest.
Okay. Just thought I'd check.
You know that this village is very well hidden, so it's less likely you'll just be able to see it from the top of the stairs.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I was like, we're up here.
When in Rome.
I rolled a 6. Didn't go too far.
So, you guys see Animus start to fold up a piece of paper into a paper airplane, and he throws it, and it goes just straight into the dirt.
I'll try again next time.
Alright, so you guys make it down the stairs.
As we're walking, can I ask Anzu some questions really quick?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Do whatever you guys want.
Yeah. Anzu, what did those mushrooms do? What did you see? Seemed like you were having a bad time.
I don't remember it, do I?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I had questions for Thea too, so.
17.
17. Anzu, you remember a little bit of it. This isn't the first time you've done hard drugs.
You mean hard cooking ingredients?
Yeah, you remember a little bit of it, bits and pieces. The general gist, though, yeah, you remember.
The gist of everyone being dead.
Yeah, and demons and everything on fire, and yeah.
Well, wherever I was, it was on fire. Everything was on fire. You were dead. Braun was dead. Everyone was dead except me. And lots of demons.
Okay. How? Nothing in. How were we all dead? What happened? Just curious.
I'm being honest, I don't quite know. There was just a man floating. That was about it.
Okay.
So I
Just
remember
wondering.
anything about the dude?
Not particularly, no.
Or how
Nothing
people were dead.
distinct.
Yeah, like there's one specific piece I'm trying to pull out without metagaming, but can't do it.
Oh, that Locknar saved your life under a stone. Or
No.
tried to.
No, I had a thought. I don't know if I'm right or not, but
Would Anzu remember how we actually died in that vision?
Not exactly, no. You just remember everybody being dead.
because I just remember Animus's specifically was very.
I know. That's what I was thinking about earlier. Me and Brady brought that up during the break. Yeah.
I don't know if I would remember a specific thing. I don't remember. I believe someone was on an altar?
Oh, there you
Actually,
go.
I believe it was you.
Without metagaming.
Somebody was on an altar.
Okay.
What else do I remember?
Thea's the world soul. It was Thea.
Yes,
Oh
it was
my God.
absolutely me. It makes the most sense.
Everyone's bodies were like... I mean, some of us were just dead, but some of us were in specific positions. I'm trying to remember.
I love that Hunter can't remember, which means Anzu can't remember.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I was just curious. They didn't hit me at all. And I was just curious what you were going through.
It wasn't very fun.
It didn't look fun.
My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We
It's like a
It was
50-50, you know? Like, I've
need
heard...
to start going to the good side of town for your
Yeah,
mushrooms.
yeah. Well, no, I got that in the woods, remember? You even helped me pick those ones.
Well,
I know.
50-50. Maybe I'll do it again next time.
Ah, you have a better chance of getting good rather than bad next time.
Yay!
That's all I was wondering.
Hey Thea, before we get to a certain temple, how do you talk to a god that you haven't talked to in like 30 years?
Need an icebreaker?
Just send a you up text.
Well, it's more of one of those things where I talked to Braun and I thought we should just go by since we're in the area and maybe say a prayer just to make sure we don't die in the next year or something.
Yeah, I've always thought that food was a good way of attracting people.
She's not a big fan of food. She's more of just you need to pray to her. It's the Raven Queen. She's not...
Maybe a sacrifice.
No.
Jacob, do I know anything about the Raven Queen other than like what I've learned today? Like,
Just general stuff, like she presides over death. She really doesn't like people who try and cheat death, like liches or anything like that.
I can get with that. Yeah.
She collects memories after people die.
Yeah, she's big on like death and remembrance and stuff like that. Basically, like I would say, like Hades or Thanatos, if you're into your Greek mythology, kind of parallels there.
I mean, I don't have much experience with the Raven Queen, but reaching out with good intentions is, I think, all you can do, and understanding what's gonna get her to respond. And it's... I don't think she's one to respond just like a, hey, I need your help. I think there's gotta be the utmost respect for her and the way she operates.
I mean, I always heard about her, and there were a lot of, small shrines in hiding throughout my flock in Shadowfell, and even other races. There were elves and a lot of humans primarily that would pray to the Raven Queen, and then I don't know. I was never really allowed to talk to her. I mean, I was very young when I was not allowed to continue talking to her, and eventually I just started being part of these, like, ritualistic and prayer ceremonies to Asmodeus, so...
And that's why you weren't allowed to speak to her.
Yeah, the Warlock never allowed me to speak to her anymore after a certain age. Once he started finding more uses or whatever he saw in me, but I mean, I don't know if she'll be mad at me, or if she'll even acknowledge me at all, or even if I matter at this point.
I doubt she'd be mad at you for that. She seems to be one that's very particular and very steadfast in her beliefs, but I don't think she expects worship and praise. I think she expects respect. Yeah.
Sure.
Alright, I'm gonna kind of slow down and just let the others walk ahead a little bit.
Okay. Do you want the others to hear this?
No.
Like, the other players to hear this?
You know what? Let's do a thing. You know, I want to do this for once.
Private conversation.
I want to do this for once. I never get to do this. Send him out of here.
Get out of here.
Aren't you special?
Okay, guys. Just deafen for a little bit.
Hang on.
Corey is one of the best drinkers I have ever met in my life.
I don't know
He just knows how to do it.
He does.
It's his roots, man. He's got good genetics for drinking.
Bray, did you do the deafen button?
I did now.
He thought he could get away with it. Okay.
So the rest of the group continues on down the stairs as you two kind of stop in the middle to talk.
Okay, so the last time I talked to the Raven Queen, I mean, it wasn't really me, it was people around me. And then, like I said a second ago, it was because I got moved over to being part of ritualistic and prayer ceremonies to Asmodeus. Well, when I started following the Warlock, I, almost thought of him as a second father figure. And at the time, I didn't really realize how bad he was. I just got upset when I saw my parents in pain. So I, too, worshipped Asmodeus. And it wasn't, because I was being forced to. It was because I actually wanted to, because I thought that was the right thing to do. And I did that for, the rest of my time before the last, year or two I was in the Shadowfell. And I was able to escape.
How long have you been outside of the Shadowfell?
I escaped when I was about 15, and I'm 33.
Okay.
Hold on. 34. I'm 34, so...
Okay.
I've been out for about 20-ish years, but I definitely was a follower or praise or worshiper, whatever you want to call, of Asmodeus for 10 years, so I mean, once I left the Shadowfell, I stopped talking to Asmodeus. I stopped praying to him. And then when I got to the material plane, many of the druids would pray to Melora, the Wild Mother. And I know there's a temple for her here as well, and I didn't talk to her either. I just kind of gave up all faith, and that's one of the reasons that I just don't follow any gods. I don't want to talk to any gods, because I'm just kind of at this point, there's too many demons in my past, in a figurative and real way, you know?
I don't think you can be blamed for being brainwashed into worshipping Asmodeus, as much as I disagree with the way you involve yourself with demons and your willingness to participate in that. I don't think it's entirely your fault, but I can attempt to talk to the Raven Queen if you don't want to do that.
I want to talk to her because I don't know if I think we should all talk to her. I think it should be something. At the very least, each of us should say a prayer to her. She may be able to help. I mean, we're gonna have to go into the Shadowfell at some point, so. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying like me following demons and making deals with demons is the right thing to do, and it's not something. And I know it's not, but at the same time, like, it's something I knew for half of my life, but I'm not scared of it. And if it's gonna get me to a better point in the future, then I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know that the end always justifies the means. But
the big thing with the Baylor, okay? Whether he's listening to me or not, there's a way out of that, and he knows that, and I know that, and you guys know that. Everyone heard the deal.
yeah,
It's once I take all these souls, I'm out of it. I didn't give my life to him. I'm not like a full-blown warlock who prays to him at an altar. He's just giving me powers to do a job for him. So, in my thought, I'm doing a job for him to get power in order to take out other powers. But I know that that's probably not the best. It's like what you
No.
said, the ends don't justify the means, but...
and what happens when you complete your deal? Do you lose your powers? Do you keep them? I don't really understand how that works.
I don't know. I don't understand anything. I don't fully remember as much as I thought I do, which is scaring me. And
I don't think my path is necessarily any more right in any way. If nothing else, you've seen me frustrated with the crumbs of whatever I get from the Moonweaver.
yeah,
And that doesn't mean I'm going to change my entire course, because clearly whatever I'm doing, I'm meant to be doing. But
I'll say one more thing before we catch up to the group. I don't know about something when I left the Shadowfell. I thought at one point my father made a deal with one of the lesser demons or devils that was following the Warlock to be able to get me to the material plane. And recently, a couple things happened that makes me think my memory's not correct. And I just want to make you aware of that, because I don't know what's going to hold in my future with that information.
okay.
I don't want to say I'm in the same position that Zaigon's in, but my memory's more patchy than I remember, and if I already remember that I was worshipping Asmodeus at one point, then I don't know what else I would have done in the Shadowfell before being sent to the material plane. So...
I mean, that's very possible. Trauma, magic, it can all shape the way you remember things. I mean, my time in that fucking demon pit, wherever I was, has fucked with me immensely. And I don't know. But I think we'll just have to keep figuring that out and delving into it. Because at the end of the day, we have to figure out how to stop everything that's happening right now. And figuring out what happened to you is probably going to be an important part of that.
yeah, I think that's what we're all trying to do, and each of us on our own path, and we're all on each other's path at the same time. But I mean, with Thia, I don't fully understand what happened to you in that temple, but I have an idea, and I'm sorry that you went through whatever you ended up going through. And I don't know how to tell people that because I'm not that kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I watched my mother and my best friend and my family die for what felt like months. I mean, I don't know how long I was actually. It wasn't very long, but it felt like a long, long time.
Torturous.
And he showed me what my life could have been had my parents stayed together and could have had a family and just generally tried to mess with my perception of what was real, and it was upsetting, to say the least. And especially, I mean, just, I don't know, and I think be treated like I did something to deserve it because I knocked over a sandcastle really
I don't
is
think that's...
probably the worst part of it.
Listen, I know you blame Zaigon a little bit for that. But at the same time, I don't know. If I look back at why I was sitting in on these torture things and these sacrifices and the reason that every time I end up having a mental breakdown, hundreds and thousands of souls come skirtling through my veins and out my mouth and all this whatever, I mean, it's not because I was sitting there like actually wanting to be there all the time, but I was in a place where I thought that was the best situation at the time. And I mean, I don't know, they make you think. These demons and even some gods make you think you're getting the best, or you are missing out on the best situation, and that you have a possibility of getting that situation. So I don't think looking at what your life could have been, or having your mother alive, or seeing these futures where like all this like perfect harmony was happening, is something you should focus on, because it's not real.
And I knew that the whole time, but it doesn't mean it doesn't fuck with you.
No.
And I'm trying to deal with that. It hasn't been very long.
No. It definitely fucks with you. I'm not saying that.
It's just to see something you wanted your whole life, and to live it, and then to come back to this really sucks. But I'll be fine.
I mean, that's what we all tell ourselves, right? We'll all be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But
if I die, I die.
If we die, we die. I think the road you're on is a better one than I am, though. I think your choices are better, and I'm a little jealous that I can't make those choices for myself, but sometimes something just...
Stop doing that. We're still talking.
Oh, wait. No,
Alright,
he said we good.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but don't scream.
Oh.
I'll end it here. You know, sometimes the choices we make just put us in a place where maybe you could have done better and you could have done worse. And I think you're one of the best when it comes to making choices that make more sense. And it's hard.
Aww,
it's
that's
hard.
sweet.
It's hard to follow that kind of thing when you look back at something that's a lot more desperate. And I don't know why I can't, but it's not as easy for you to tell me make better choices, and I make better choices. It's just I make the choices that in my head make the sense at the time. So
yeah, I think yours come from a place of impulsivity and not consulting other people first. And that's what we're all here for.
That's true. Well, I
Maybe
think
lean on your friends a little more.
Lean
Oh,
on
You don't have to be a savior for no reason.
when you're not strong.
So
I'll be
your
okay.
guys' conversation lasts a little while. You look back. The group is at the bottom of the stairs already. They wait for you. You catch up. You start heading through the city. It's livelier now. It's around 10. People are starting to shop. You see the bastions going around. You see a familiar young tabaxi walking around. He has a nice straw hat on that
my
goes
gosh.
over his head. He's got a nice little cloak on. He's just a cute little kitty. And you see his gelatinous cube Bartholomew follow behind him. Hello.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Oh, me and Bartholomew are just getting some ingredients for a new potion. But don't tell anybody we said that. Right, Bartholomew? It just vibrates.
Does Corey have his headphones on?
Yes,
I
he does.
do.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. They were like blending in with your shirt, and I was like, "Is he here?"
Like,
They're here. They're here.
Oh man.
Corey, I'm eventually gonna make an NPC that you like. Gosh dang it.
No, I don't think you will.
Just
I don't think you. I don't
Well,
think
you already
will.
did.
first
the giant.
rule, it can't be a
Oh,
bard.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the giant. Yeah.
Uthek.
That was a
But
good
we
one.
were just exploring. They have a special flower here that only grows once out of every 6 years. So we had to come and get it. At least,
Oh.
well, we could go get it 6 years from now. But anyway, that's a long story.
Actually, you know,
This
I
guy.
just thought of this, Jacob. You did create an NPC that I like, but you took him away too quickly.
You took him from me.
You took him from me.
And for that, I will never forgive you.
And for that, I will despise this NPC. Sorry.
And Oscar and the bard.
Sure.
Honestly, any NPC that isn't a giant, I will dislike.
Fair.
Sorry.
But if you guys
Racist.
need any stuff to buy, then you can come by our tent. You know where well, it's actually not there anymore. But it's close. You still have
Okay.
that card, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And then he just starts walking off. The
Good.
cube just tumbling. Pling, pling, pling. Everybody's giving them a wide berth.
How far is the Raven's Crest?
Maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's really close.
Yeah, it's close. It's literally like you come down the stairs and then you take a left. Or, well, if you're coming down the stairs, it'd be a right.
I just need a bar. I just need a bar. Let's get to a bar, guys.
Let's go.
I need a bar.
We can do a quick
I need a
prayer
bar.
and then go to a bar. I agree with that. Quick prayer, bar.
All right.
You know what? Praying's your thing. I'm gonna go find a bar.
Or
You guys do your thing. I'll respect it. I'm gonna go do my prayer, which is drinking. I'll see you guys later.
All right, so Locknar goes back to find a bar, most likely going back to the Squealing Pig because it's the closest. But you guys enter the Dusk Meadow District.
Ooh.
So the Dusk Meadow District is where the prison is kept in the city of Vasselheim, as well as being primarily a graveyard. It's kind of got New Orleans sort of vibes,
Ooh.
without the jazz,
But they got titties, right?
and without that too.
it's New Orleans without the party.
Yeah, essentially yes.
Then it's not New Orleans.
Right.
New Orleans
It's-
is only the party. God.
More like architecture and geographically wise.
So it just sucks. Got it. It's French and it sucks. I got it.
Hot.
You're not there.
Yeah,
You
you went to
don't
a bar.
And
Um,
it
You guys see a few people dressed in heavy cloaks, and you ask them where best to go. They point you to the Raven's Crest. So on a hill that can be seen from anywhere in the district, you see this large Gothic-looking church-like structure, and that is your destination. The entire the windows are all red-stained glass. You guys eventually make it there, and then at the gate to the temple or to the church. Is this older woman who's wearing a featureless mask over her face. You seek an audience with the Raven Queen.
Yes?
Master
Yes.
Carteris sent word you'd come.
Oh.
Please
Yes.
come in. The gate opens. She leads you into the church. The inside, the walls are black. Everything, there's a few torches that give off a faint glow, but the shadows are thick and numerous. There's not really any parishioners here. You see a bunch of women, similar to the woman outside, all wearing thick black cloaks with faceless masks. They're all just going about their day.
And there's no statues of her, right? Because she doesn't really have an image. It's more of a presence.
Yeah, exactly. Anything that usually depicts the Raven Queen is usually a white porcelain mask and then shadow. But
Makes sense.
the shape, like a woman's figure, the shape of a woman, but not like actual there. If that makes sense.
I'm gonna turn to Zaigon and Anzu and kind of Braun, since I already said it to Braun. Just if you guys could, I know not all of us are very religious, and neither am I myself, but maybe just a quick prayer when we get to where we're supposed to go in here, just for safety in another year for yourself and maybe your family. The Raven Queen is not someone I'm unknown to, and I don't fully know how to talk to her, but I think it's not a bad idea considering the future we have coming.
So this older woman leads you guys further into the temple until you get to this large mahogany door. The old woman stands in front of it. The maiden will see one of you.
Only one?
Only one.
Can it be two?
Only one.
I'll look at Animus and be like, you can go if you want.
It's your idea. You got us.
Oh,
It's you or
You
me.
know her.
I'll try.
Alright, so they open the doors. Behind the doors is endless blackness. Just no light whatsoever. Animus, you pass through. The doors close behind you. Zero light. You're in pitch black.
Am I just alone now in a room of blackness?
You're in a room of darkness.
Watch out for the pool of blood.
Oh yeah. I don't want to
There
fall in that.
probably is one.
I want to feel around for a pool of blood real quick.
Alright.
Thea!
You start to walk forward.
Thea!
You start to walk forward, and then you feel this liquid lapping at your feet.
Oh,
shit.
Jesus.
I was right.
Yeah, no, there genuinely is one.
Oh shit, I was
Yeah,
just
you
bullshitting.
joke, but there
Okay.
genuinely is one.
Is
Critical.
it a pool of blood?
It is.
Mhm.
It is a endless, seemingly endless pool of blood.
No, what? How does
Yeah.
that happen? How does it legitimately happen? Okay.
Because
that-
motifs. That's why.
It's just that's how it is.
All right.
So, You begin getting further and further in, and as you get further into the blood, light starts to become visible, I guess would be the best way to say it. And in this entire room seems to go on forever. And you see in front of you this tree. And the tree is resting in the center of the pool. The branches, the body of this tree are all blood red. The leaves blood red, and you can actually see the leaves dripping off of the leaves as blood and drips into.
I'll walk up to it.
Oh no, you can't get there.
Oh, cool.
So as you go further and further in, eventually your feet no longer touch the bottom.
Cool.
And your body begins to sink to the pool of endless blood. Your vision fades. And that will be where we end.
No way! I couldn't just talk to her,
No.
Jacob.
That's how she talks.
Yeah.
Hey.
Are gods and goddesses ever that easy?
This is why I don't pray to any of them. Because I gotta go into a pool of blood to do it.
My name's Caleb, and I'm gullible.
She got me.
He'll be fine.
Says the guy that touches everything.
I know. Says the guy whose fingers in the Shadowfell
Yeah.
right now.
Hey, that was for science.
That was not for science, and we all know it.
All right, everyone. I want to say thank you so much for watching this episode of the Flagon Slayers. I hope you enjoyed it. I know that this was a lot of world building, but we'll see where the adventure leads us next week. So have a good week, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.